Welcome to Toronto Maple Leafs Baseball on YouTube. I'm Thomas West alongside Zach Benoit, and we have another hot Sunday afternoon here for a ball game. It should be a beautiful day for baseball, and you can bet the ball will be traveling again here at Dominico Field. This has been a bit of the last game was tough for each of these two teams. The Hamilton Cardinals, they took a tough loss in Guelph. They lose in extra innings in a game that it looked like they were going to be able to hold on to. And for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're coming off a loss against the Barrie Bay Cats where they lost 2-1, and they felt like they had many opportunities in that game where they could have taken it. If there's ever a rebound day for both of these teams, this is it, but only one team can win.
Yeah, for sure. And when you look at the side of Toronto, really that game in Barrie, they had it won. It was just kind of the later stages of the game, things started to fall apart a little bit. And this team, we talk about the experience, the veterans that they have on their squad, and it's just kind of, when is everything going to click? We're still kind of waiting to see that. Thankfully this season, we still have a couple months to go. We still have more games to go. This team can very well turn things around, but it'd be a very good time to start it today.
Yeah, the Maple Leafs want to get themselves as high as they can. Home field advantage might be tough right now for the Maple Leafs since the Maple Leafs have already played more than half their games this season, but they want to get out of that. Well, they want to get into a playoff spot. They definitely want to get out of the 8th place spot because that probably means you're playing the Welland Jackfish in the first round, and I've talked to a couple players. That's what's on their mind right now. What's on the mind of the Maple Leafs organization is that it's Alumni Day here at the ballpark, and we have lots of alumni. They're going to be at the game. You'll see them on the broadcast coming up very shortly. Rob Butler is one of those alumni, and his brother Rich as well. I know they were so integral to this Toronto Maple Leafs team back in the early 2000s. But with Rob Butler, the experience that he brings to this Maple Leafs team, he's still here, by the way, behind the bench as the coach. He's back there once again today. The experience that he brings to the team is just so invaluable, especially some of these younger guys.
Yeah, of course, and to have a guy like Rob Butler with the experience in Major League Baseball, the experience winning in Major League Baseball, that is massive, especially when you have a team like the Maple Leafs right now that are going through that tough stretch of play and just trying to turn things around. Having a guy at the helm like Rob Butler, that can help you in the long run. So obviously he's one of the guys they're going to honor today in this alumni game. And we've already seen some of these Maple Leaf players show up with some pretty cool alumni fits. We were talking about it. John Salazzo, his fit is pretty good.
I know Ryan Dos Santos was rocking some of his merch as well. He's got the Keep It Toasty on the shirt as well. I'm sure you'll see that somewhere on Instagram at some point today. I had a great chance to speak with Rob Butler before the game. He had some great stories about the 2001 and 2002 season where the Maple Leafs won a championship. Baseball wasn't exactly the same back in the IBL when he played, but he did it with absolute prowess. Here's my conversation with Rob Butler. All right, joined now by Rob Butler from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Rob, it's Alumni Day here at the park. I know you were on this team, played for 5 years back in the day. Can you tell me about a season that I know was quite special to you, the 2001 season, the .488 batting average? What was that year like for you?
It was a lot of fun. I always wanted to play for the Leafs. I always wanted to play for Jack, right? It was a team that I followed as a kid in the newspaper and box scores, and Bill Bykowski and RJ and a lot of guys I actually grew up with played in the league, and I kind of wanted my name to be there at one point when my playing career was going to be over. So I was lucky and happy that I got a chance to do it. I think some of the things that helped me was that we had a great team that year, right? My brother was on the team. He hit behind me, which definitely helped me see a lot of good pitches. They would rather face the little brother than the big brother. So it definitely helped, and I was still in pretty good shape. So I felt I came to the park healthy every day, and I was playing with a lot of guys I really enjoyed playing with, Chris Roth and John Duras and Mike Aslan, and of course my brother, and just we put together a great season, and I just loved getting hits. My whole life since I was a little kid playing baseball, the only thing that mattered to me was that I was getting hits. And my motivation was to try to win batting championships. I did that a few times in the minor leagues, and it was always, it's a great motivator and a great goal to have when you're playing. You just want to be at the top, somewhere near the top. So I was always motivated, right, every game. So it was kind of like just a fun, great year to play those years that I played.
Speaking of championships, that 2001 season, you guys had an incredible regular season, in fact, a record in the Intercounty Baseball League. You guys lost in the semifinals. Coming into 2002, can you tell me what happened with that season, and what were you guys thinking after having that record season but coming up just short and then playing 2002?
Yeah, I think 2001 was a difficult year at the end because we ended up losing a lot of our players. There was, I think, a summer games team, and then some of the guys were college guys. So we kind of lost an integral part of our batting order and some of our pitchers, and we didn't know how to bounce back from that. But I also say that, it's funny, we were playing Kitchener there in the finals, and all the games were great. We had a lead in a couple of games. We could have won that. We could have won that the championship that year, but factors work against Toronto a lot when they're coming into the finals, and there's some things that kind of impacted some of the outcomes, I would say, without saying too much. But it was interesting for me to play center field and watch what was going on, and look over my brother and say, we're battling two demons here. Yeah. So it was interesting and fun. We couldn't overcome it. We ended up losing 6 games. But Kitchener had a great team. Randy Curran is one of the greatest hitters I ever played with and against in Canada, who never played a day of pro ball. And the Pietrasco brothers, and it was a great battle. We had our veterans that were still around and playing, and we tried everything we could, but we just couldn't overcome all that. So the next year, kind of made sure we were a little more prepared, and we were definitely more geared towards the postseason than we were in the regular season. Right? We wanted to make sure we were in pitching shape. All our guys were in shape, and we kind of, rolled through the league pretty easy that year. And it was, we were definitely all on the same page. Our pitching was stacked. Me and Rich had good years again. We were lucky, but everybody was playing great. Gavin Teague, all these guys that were around. Damon Topley had a good postseason. So it was fun and easy that year. So it was nice to win.
What was the biggest factor that made you and your brother Rich come over to the Intercounty Baseball League after playing pro ball?
A chance to play together. We played 10 years of pro ball, but we never actually got to play on the same team. We did a couple times in the minor leagues when we were with the Blue Jays together. We played on a couple spring training games together. And also we played against each other a lot. When I went to the Phillies, Rich was up in AAA, so we played a lot against each other in the season and in spring training. And it was fun to play center field with him hitting and trying to catch his doubles as hitting off the fence off of Kurt Schilling. He hit 3 doubles in one game off of Kurt Schilling in a spring training game, which was actually pretty amazing. And I think all of them went over my head. None of them were catchable. But definitely us getting a chance to play together, my parents coming and watching us, they sit down the right field line and, cheer us on. And, I think that's what made it more appealing and more fun, was having him. We could travel together, we worked together, and, plus it's the guys again, right? It was a great bunch of guys.
Welcome to Toronto Maple Leafs Baseball on YouTube, brought to you by MNP. Great to hear from Rob Butler there on Alumni Day here at Dominico Field. Rob Butler, a member of the 2002 championship team for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and had some great thoughts there. His brother Rich on the team was on that team as well. He's here at the ballpark. Tyler Duncan leading things off, and Castro on the mound for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Here's Castro's pitch. And Duncan hits one in the air pretty deep towards left field. Ryan Dos Santos comes over and makes the running catch. One away. And now Castro retires a dangerous hitter in Tyler Duncan to lead things off. The start is key for Angel Castro. A lot of the runs that he's given up this season have been early on. Once he gets himself in a rhythm, he's been quite successful. So getting through the top 3 here in the Hamilton Cardinal order, extremely important for Angel Castro. Here's Connor Hicks at the plate.
And like we mentioned in the pre-show, this is 2 teams that are coming off tough losses in their previous, so they're definitely going to want to try to get on the offense early, and if Castro can get ahead of these hitters and get out of any jams early on, that's going to be a big for the Leafs.
Hicks pops this one up. Jordan Castaldo was camped under it at first base, and he makes the catch. And quickly 2 away here for Angel Castro. That's another dangerous hitter in Connor Hicks. A couple years playing Division I baseball at Indiana State. Luis Bernardo, one of the imports on this Cardinals team, hitting 3 here this afternoon. And Castro trying to get through him quickly, and that pitch nearly hit Luis Bernardo as he had to turn out of the way. Luis Bernardo played in the Baltimore Orioles system between rookie ball and single A between 2006 and 2011, and he's been a star in the Nicaraguan Winter League. Another name that you might know that played on the same team in the Nicaraguan Winter League is Davey Mendez. Luis Bernardo was on his team. Star pitcher for the Welland Jackfish.
And Bernardo, we're so used to seeing him behind the bench, or excuse me, behind the dish for these games. He's got the start today as the designated hitter. A little bit of a rest day for him.
And a swing and a miss, strike two. And Castro one pitch away from getting out of this all-important first inning.
It would be pretty big if Castro, again, like you said, can get out of this inning pretty cleanly.
The 1-2 pitch. And it's just upstairs. Castro took something off of that one. Kind of had an abbreviated delivery toward the plate as well. So the 2-2. And it's in the dirt. Bernardo wouldn't chase, and this is an important bat here for Luis Bernardo. After the first two batters got out quite efficiently, now Luis Bernardo has worked a 5-pitch at bat and also worked it full. Another full count pitch, and it's hooked towards left field, deep but well into foul territory up on the hill.
Yeah, Bernardo got all of that one again, but luckily he was just way ahead of it.
Castro will need to find the zone once again. Little twist, and now the delivery. Inside, ball 4, and that one nearly hit Bernardo as well. And the Hamilton Cardinals get a base runner here in the first inning. Dennis DeBanning is second on the team in batting average, hitting .320 this year for Hamilton. .320 with 12 RBIs and a couple home runs as well. And that one's behind him. It goes to the backstop. That's going to allow Luis Bernardo to advance an extra base, and that one just completely slipped out of the hand of Angel Castro.
Yeah, it looked like a fastball possibly, just kind of when he came out wide with his arm and just slipped right off the fingers.
So Castro asks for a new baseball. Dennis DeBanning was 2 for 2 in the 5-4 loss that we talked about earlier that the Hamilton Cardinals took in their last outing. That game went 10 innings, and they're trying to avenge that loss here this afternoon. This one's lined and is one hop in the outfield, and that one is going to get by Marcus Connect and roll all the way to the wall. A run comes in to score, and now Dennis DeBanning is heading for 3, and he's gunned out by a mile. But the Hamilton Cardinals get another run on a ball that looked like it probably was hard enough hit that it would not have scored the run. So it's the Hamilton Cardinals who lead 1-0 over the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they'll get their chance coming up here in the bottom of the first. Welcome back to Toronto Maple Leafs Baseball on YouTube, brought to you by MNP. Take a look at the Maple Leafs starting lineup today. First, Jordan Castaldo, then Connor Lewis, who's up in the 2 spot. He's been slugging the ball well of late. Marcus Connect is in the 3 hole. John Salazzo, Ryan Dos Santos, Dan Mara, then Cole Murchison, Lachlan Maud, and Charlie Towers round out the bottom 3. Cole Murchison getting the start, as well as Lachlan Maud in at catcher once again with Justin Mara, who's away today. Starting pitcher for the Hamilton Cardinals, Takaki Iguchi. He was excellent last time he played against the Maple Leafs. And he will be a tough customer on the mound for Hamilton, but a righty with a lot of lefty bats in this Maple Leafs lineup. Iguchi comes into this start with 35 innings pitched and an ERA of 3.60. Many pitchers having great years for the Hamilton Cardinals. But Iguchi, who has started 5 games of the 8 appearances he's had, has been excellent for Hamilton.
Yeah, Iguchi's just one of those arms that, you know, when he goes on the mound, he just gives so many different angles. And what I mean by that is he comes over the top, he comes sidearm, he can go submarine. It's so difficult as a hitter to just kind of pick up that release point and pick up the speed of the ball when there's just so many different angles that it's coming at you at.
Iguchi with the sidearm delivery, delivers outside 2-1. Iguchi has pitched 9 1/3 innings against the Maple Leafs this season. He's only allowed 2 earned runs. Maple Leafs will likely need more than 2 here against Iguchi to win this one today. This is also a very well-rested Maple Leafs team, so you'd imagine that there's a plethora of arms down the bullpen that the Maple Leafs can go to, because they haven't played since Thursday against the Barrie Baycats in a game that looked like they had a great shot to win, and then an Adam Odd solo home run ended up being the dagger for the Barrie Baycats. The Maple Leafs lost that game 2-1. They also had some tough luck on a couple of plays. There was a ball in the outfield that Jordan Castaldo hit that would have been a home run in what seems like every other ballpark except Barrie. And Castaldo laces this one foul. And then there was another ball where the Maple Leafs had a runner on in the middle of the game where the left fielder completely lost sight of the ball. And then one of the best catches of the year we saw from Kenise Ejo, who came over and saved him, diving behind him. Came about 100 feet from his position in center field. That ended in the inning for the Maple Leafs. Jordan Castaldo drops the bat, but his strike 3 called on the outside corner. Iguchi gets the leadoff guy in Castaldo, who's another guy who's felt like he's had some tough luck of late. A lot of line drives and calls like that, which he doesn't agree with. This is the first time we've seen Connor Lewis hitting up in the 2 spot this season. Lewis has been smashing the ball over his last 3 games.
Yeah, he's been looking good. And it's a big thing, you know, you can get some of these bats to start heating up, and at some point of the season, you're hoping that this lineup can just catch fire, and that's where we're kind of still waiting to see. We know that this lineup has tons of pop, tons of power. It's just more so, when is it all finally going to arrive?
Lewis trying to lay down a bunt, but he fouls it straight back, so the count runs to 1-1. Connor Lewis has been hitting .538 in his last 3 games. 13 at-bats, 7 hits. One of them's a double, and he hasn't struck out a lot either. He's done that just twice in his last 3 games. Count now 1-1. And he swings and misses, strike 2.
And just a little bit ago, we saw Connor Lewis. He flexed the power. He had a solo home run here about maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. And it's just something we haven't seen out of his bat. And then, again, that's kind of just propelled him into this hot stretch.
Yeah, he's feeling it. Now Lewis slashes one down the line on the right side. Takaki Iguchi had arguably the best outing of his IBL career in a 6-2 loss against Guelph. Not the one last time out for Hamilton, but on June 30th. 4 innings pitched, allowed just 1 run. It wasn't earned. There's a swing and a foul tip by Connor Lewis, and that one ricochets off the catcher, Connor Hicks. The outfield for the Hamilton Cardinals is Brendan Daly, Brandon Nicholson, and Dennis DeBanning. On the infield, Josh Niles at third, Tyler Duncan at shortstop, Zach Marriott at second base, and Tanner Rempel at first. Connor Lewis hits this one deep to center field, but not quite enough. And it's Brendan Nicholson, the speedy center fielder, who runs over and makes the catch. And that's out number 2.
And that was a good piece of hitting by Lewis. It's just unfortunate he hit it to the deepest part of the park. So Nicholson's able to run that one down. But again, Connor Lewis, he's just flexing the power. He got underneath that one beautifully. And if you look at the flags out in center field, they're not blowing out. So anything that goes up in the air isn't going to carry like we usually see here at Dominico Park.
So this is Marcus Connect. 2 away in the inning. Marcus Connect, obviously with tremendous power and the ability to hit for a high average, but he's cooled off a little bit of late, hitting just .240 on the season with a couple home runs and 13 RBIs. He takes a strike and the count's 1-1. This probably isn't a very fun at-bat for Marcus Connect either, with that side-winding righty delivery of Takaki Iguchi coming right over his front hip. The 1-1. Misses upstairs. 2-1.
Yeah, it's not fun when you see that sidearm and then Iguchi, he comes straight over the top with that fastball. And it looks like he's throwing it a little bit harder today, just the way it's exploding out of his hand.
Connect takes a strike. It's 2-2. Looks back at the home plate umpire and probably asking which part of the zone that caught for his records. So the count's 2-2. Iguchi is throwing 17 pitches in the inning. And Connect pops it straight up. Connor Hicks is having a look, but it's onto the hillside, well into foul territory. So the Maple Leafs may go down 1-2-3 in the inning, but Takaki Iguchi is going to be up around the 20 pitch mark after the first.
They're making him work here, and I think that's the most important thing to do, especially for the Leafs, is just, it's a pitcher that you've struggled against. Make him work early on in this game.
Inside corner, strike 3 called. He will not reach the 20 pitch mark as he gets Marcus Connect looking for the third out. A 1-2-3 inning for Takaki Iguchi. He gets 2 strikeouts, and it's the Hamilton Cardinals who lead 1-0 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. We'll be right back from Dominico Field.
Had a tough game at the plate.
Mara lines it into the outfield. It's down for a base hit. Dan Mara has tied the ball game at 5. Well, back here at Dominico Field, and as it is Alumni Day here at the ballpark, take a look at a couple Toronto Maple Leafs alumni. This is the 2001 season. Rich Butler and his brother Rob as well. Look at that batting average, .488 for Rob Butler on that incredible season that he put together in 2001. And his brother Rich, not too shabby as well. He holds the second highest batting average in IBL history. There was a lot of history made in that 2001 Maple Leafs season. They put up the best record anyone's ever seen in the Intercounty Baseball League, a .902 win percentage. and in record, that's 29-3 on the year. Just incredible, and they had a semifinal exit. They didn't win the championship that year, did the Maple Leafs. If you heard the pregame show, Rob Butler saying a lot of the players that were on that team in the regular season, they didn't have for the playoffs, and they just weren't quite able to work around that, but they got their revenge the very next year. In 2002, the Maple Leafs won the championship, both Rich and Rob on that team, and obviously that was a very special moment for the two brothers. And now Rich Butler is at the ballpark today, and Rob Butler he's always at the ballpark because he is the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, and we discussed it a lot in the pregame of just, the kind of presence that Rob Butler has when he's at the games and when he's coaching this team. It's the right person to have at the helm. He's a very experienced player. He's a very winning player. He understands what it takes to win.
Right. What gives it away? The World Series ring?
The World Series ring, the IBL championships.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a leeway.
The last championship the Maple Leafs won was back in 2007. Here's a line drive. Ryan Dos Santos over a couple steps makes the catch. One away.
Third baseman number 30, Josh Niles.
And in the first inning, what looked like an inning that Castro was going to get through with relatively no issue, that unfortunate hit to the outfield by Dennis DeBanning where it just sneaks past Marcus Connect. Just an unfortunate break for the Leafs to fall down 1-0.
Yeah, it's hard to say whether the play at the plate would have been made. It looked like the Hamilton Cardinals were sending the runner, but Marcus Connect has a heck of an arm out there in the outfield. And, I mean, maybe the stop sign would have been put up if that ball didn't get by Marcus Connect. We'll never know, but Maple Leafs probably would have rather that decision was made by Marcus Connect and on the play at the plate. So here's the 1-1 to Josh Niles, who's the third baseman for the Hamilton Cardinals. Josh Niles was 1 for 5 last game against the Guelph Royals, and that game was yesterday. So the Maple Leafs have the advantage in terms of being well rested. As Hamilton's playing on back-to-back days, the Maple Leafs haven't played since Thursday.
Feels like the first time in a while that we've been able to say the Leafs are well rested at a home game because they've been playing a lot of baseball early on in this season. They still have the most games played in the IBL.
Yeah, that's going to change though because they don't play again until Saturday of this week or next week, whatever you want to call it. Jordan Castaldo going over towards the Hamilton Cardinal bullpen, but he has no play on it as it bounces out of play. Josh Niles is hitting .222 on the season, a career .243 hitter over 3 seasons in the Intercounty Baseball League.
Some pop in the bat. He has 10 hits and 4 of them being doubles, still searching for that first home run of the season, but when almost half your hits are extra base hits, it's you got some pop. It's just a matter of when that ball's going over the fence.
Yeah, he put up 9 home runs in each of the 2 seasons before the 2024 year, but still looking for that first home run of the year. And for Hamilton, they're right at the halfway point in the season. The Hamilton Cardinals are 2 games behind the Guelph Royals, who are in 4th place. And the reason that's important is that 4th place means you get home field advantage in the first round of the playoffs. So that is likely a target for Hamilton as this year goes on. But this is game number 21, so halfway is gone after this game. Niles hooks one down the line. That's a fair ball. Ryan Dos Santos plays it. Niles with a big turn, but he's going to put the brakes on. Throw back in from Ryan Dos Santos was a decent one. And that's a long single for Josh Niles with one away here in the second.
Had a good job by Dos Santos. Take the right path to the ball. Got to it very quickly, played it on the backhand, and then a good throw into the infield just to hold Niles, who again, he has that extra base pop in the bat. He holds Niles to just the single.
It's the second baseman, Zach Marriott, at the plate for Hamilton. Zach Marriott sitting .280 this season. Now he flies another one towards Ryan Dos Santos, who has to backpedal a couple steps, and he's there. He makes the catch. 2 away. Ryan Dos Santos has been a busy man out there in left.
The 3rd out he's recorded and 4th ball that's been hit to him out there.
Brandon Daly has had a small sample size of at-bats this season, but he's hitting .292. And he swings and misses at that pitch from Angel Castro. Angel Castro has had a couple hard hit balls against him so far, but overall looks like he's settled in early this game for the Maple Leafs. Here's the 0-1. A crisp strike over the outside corner, 0-2.
And it seems as the season has gone on for Castro, the better that he's gotten. We saw that first start with Welland, and we're thinking, oh man, like maybe, he doesn't have the same stuff he does. He said, no guys, I still have it. And he kept showing it game after game after game, and he just keeps getting better and better as the season goes on.
Yeah. Angel Castro at 41 years of age on the mound for the Maple Leafs. Swinging a foul tip. That one caught Lachlan Maude as he jogs out to grab the baseball. Lachlan Maude's done such a good job behind the plate for the Maple Leafs, and this is his 2nd time now catching Angel Castro. Said that took them a couple innings to get on the same page last time they caught each other, with Angel Castro being more than double Lachlan Maude's age. He's 19, the Maple Leafs catcher. That one's in the dirt, blocked by Maude.
It's also just so important that the Leafs, they have that backup catcher, because we know who's the normal catcher here in Justin Mara, but how big is it to give him some of those rest days and off days and not have to worry about, the comfortability behind the plate of a backup catcher? Lachlan Maude has just been very strong for the Leafs.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Angel Castro skipping off the mound. And he holds the Hamilton Cardinals in the top of the 2nd inning. We'll take a quick break, and while you're waiting, here's the interview we had with Lachlan Maude after the last time he got Angel Castro. Now by Lachlan Maude from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Lachlan, I know you're just getting kind of your first taste here with the Toronto Maple Leafs, but as a young guy, what's it like being on a new team with all these veterans?
It's awesome. There's so much to learn. Great players never stop learning, so I try and do that myself. And these guys have played here for a while, they played other places for a while, so the information is endless. Try and do what I can.
Lachlan, I know you picked up your first IBL hit a couple games ago. You got your first extra base hit here today. How are you feeling at the plate?
Pretty great. It's awesome. It's Father's Day. My dad's here. My whole family really is here, so it's great to have and share that moment with them.
I don't know if you knew this or not, but the guy that you were catching today was more than double your age on the mound. Castro. What was it like catching him?
He's got the experience. I trust him. I should trust him twice as much as I trust myself, right? If it goes by age. So he was fantastic. He did a great job.
Did he have to shake you off at all today?
A little bit, but we laugh about it after. It's no big deal. He's the guy, so I trust him.
What have you learned about this Toronto Maple Leafs team? I know you're new to the team. Now you've got some catching experience as well. I know this team got off to a slow start, but things seem to be going a bit better lately.
I've learned a lot. I know they're very accepting. There's no, there's seniority, but no one's getting put down. Everyone's treated equally. It's how it should be in a clubhouse, and they're doing a great job of including me and the other young guys as well.
All right, thanks a lot. Cole Murchison is due up 4th this inning for the Maple Leafs, and this is a look at what he's been doing lately. Came in a pinch hit appearance against the Kitchener Panthers. The game the Maple Leafs went on to lose, but he got a hit in that at-bat, had 2 hits last game against the Barrie Baycats, and he's been good, 3 for 5 in his last 5 ABs. And Maple Leafs hoping that Cole Murchison comes up with some runners on base. Still waiting for his first IBL home run. I know power is something that's in the wheelhouse of Cole Murchison. Strike taken there by John Salazzo. To
Taki Yaguchi got through a 1-2-3 first inning. John Salazzo takes strike 2. Both of them he had a long look at as Yaguchi has established that outside corner.
Yeah, Gucci has been painting the outer half of that breaking ball, and they're going to say Salazzo didn't go around.
Yeah, they check down at third base. So 1-2 the count. John Salazzo loves to hit fastballs, but he might not get one here behind in the count. Here it comes. Salazzo pokes at a breaking ball. It's down the left field line. Catch made by Josh Niles on the run. Pretty good job to stick with that ball. There's one away.
Left fielder number 8, Ryan Dos Santos.
Ryan Dos Santos at the plate for the Maple Leafs. Guy who's produced quite a bit of pop this season for the Maple Leafs, but said he hasn't really changed much in terms of his approach. It's just been about sticking to having a good game plan at the plate. Likes to think opposite field quite a lot. And he can get into one here and there, but right now probably just trying to get on base for Dan Mara, who's behind him. And he flares this one towards left field, and that one's going to drop in for a base hit. Ryan Dos Santos holds his ground at first base. And here comes Dan Mara, who has been swinging it well of late for the Maple Leafs.
First, that was just a great piece of hitting by Dos Santos. Just kind of, flare it out to left field. You talk about him having a little bit more pop this year, but he's also still a guy that can just, get the bat and make good contact for soft singles.
Ryan Dos Santos among the IBL leaders in stolen bases right now. He has 9. He's tied with his teammate Jose Vinicio. So Dos Santos a threat there on first base. Dan Mara at the plate, also a great hit and run candidate. Dos Santos not going, the pitch gets away. Ryan Dos Santos got a late break. This could be a play at second base, and no one more surprised that ball, or he was going to have a play at second base than Connor Hicks, who thought that Ryan Dos Santos would already be there, and he didn't throw down to second base very promptly, and that's why there was really no play at second base as Ryan Dos Santos got in there easily.
Yeah, again, he thought it didn't get that far away, but the Maple Leafs bench hollering at him.
Dan Mara flares this one towards the outfield, a slide and a great catch made in center. That's going to allow Dos Santos to advance an extra 90 feet, but that is Brandon Nicholson showing off the speed to get to that baseball as he makes the sliding catch.
Yeah, great defensive play by Nicholson, and then also the heads-up base running Dos Santos. He started creeping off, and then he realized who was in center field, and he went right back to the second base, tagged up and advanced.
All right, so here is Cole Murchison. He's hitting .269 on the season, but as we mentioned, he's been one of the hotter bats of late for the Maple Leafs, and he's coming up with a runner on third base in scoring position. Here's Yaguchi's first pitch. He goes over the top that time and misses low and outside. The 1-0. That one just a little further in, and that one catches the outside corner.
Murchison at the plate, a very quiet stance and very quiet swing. You don't really see a lot of movement before the pitch is coming in. He's very stationary, knows what he wants to do. And he keeps the bat through the plane for a very long time, so it gives him the most time to make a hit.
Murchison taps this one on the ground. Josh Niles feels it, throws to first in time to get the out. Good defensive play by the Hamilton Cardinals third baseman Josh Niles, and that gets Taki Yaguchi through another scoreless inning as the Maple Leafs were threatening with a runner on third base. 1-0 Hamilton Cardinals. To the bottom of the second we go, and the bats of the Maple Leafs coming up. Now back here at Dominico Field, taking a look at stolen base leaders in the Intercounty Baseball League this season. Mateo Porcelato leads the league with 14, then Ricky Phillips has 12. Brandon Nicholson of the Hamilton Cardinals has been excellent this year. He has 10 on the year, and we've just seen some of that speed in the outfield for the Maple Leafs. And then Jose Vinicio and Ryan Dos Santos both tied with 9. And with Dos Santos advancing on the wild pitch last inning, he's going to hold at 9. Needless to say, there's a lot of speed on both of these teams. Don't get fooled by the veterans on this Maple Leafs team. I was even talking to Jordan Castaldo before the game. Asked him, he's a leadoff hitter now, if he might try and steal a couple bases, and he didn't say no, which is obviously concerning.
Hey, he's just trying to get all the stats in there.
He did. He said he didn't say he was fast, but he said he can get her going. That's a direct quote, and he said he'd also need to pick a spot well to try and steal a base. Both of those two things I can definitely believe from Jordan Castaldo, with all of his experience in the Intercounty Baseball League, even playing a little bit of pro ball earlier in his career as well.
So for the rest of the season, partner, he has 0 on the season so far.
Hold on, picked by John Salazzo at third. Nice little play there by the Maple Leafs third baseman. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to take an over-under of 2 stolen bases for the rest of the season from Castaldo.
What's he at? 0, right?
0. It's a good line. It's a good line.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got 0 for the first half of the season, so I guess I'll take under. Yeah, I'll take under.
Take the under? Okay.
Yeah. 2.5, you said?
I said 2, but
well,
yeah, 2.5. We'll do 2.5.
That's not really how odds work, but
We'll say 2.5. Do the 2.5.
so if it's right on 2, I get the push.
I'll give it to you.
Okay. Then I'm still gonna say under. Line drive up the middle into center field for a base hit. So Tyler Duncan is aboard.
Number 24, Connor Hicks.
Tyler Duncan's been so good for the Hamilton Cardinals. Now 1 for 2 on the day. Came into today batting .312 on the season. This is the catcher, Connor Hicks, who's hitting .250. Hicks takes way outside off the glove of Lachlan Maude. He goes back to get it, but it's too late. An extra base for Tyler Duncan.
Got some dangerous bats waiting in the wings here for the Cardinals. Castro just kind of has to attack these hitters now.
Yeah, those being Luis Bernardo and Dennis DeBanning. Both guys who can leave the yard. Double play is no longer a likely possibility with the runner Duncan advancing the extra 90 feet. Connor Hicks will try to move him over or drive him in. See if he can pull something on the ground or in the air to the right side. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. High heat there for Manhel Castro. Connor Hicks playing in his first season in the Intercounty Baseball League after coming over from playing D1 ball. Hicks pops it up on the infield. This will work for Angel Castro. And it's the shortstop, Charlie Towers, who comes over and makes the catch. Maple Leafs have John Salazzo at third base, Towers at short, Dan Mara at second, and Jordan Castaldo at first, with Lachlan Maude doing the catching. And then the outfield, Ryan Dos Santos is in left, Connor Lewis is in center, and Marcus Connect is in right. 2 away, and El Castro trying to get through a scoreless frame. His first pitch is up and in to Bernardo.
Bernardo last time up worked that walk, and he's the only run that's scored so far.
Yeah, after Angel Castro got through the first 2 batters quickly, Bernardo battled, fouled off a couple pitches at 3 and 2, and eventually won the battle against Angel Castro. 1-0. That one finds the zone 1-1. Castro seemed like he had the game plan of pounding Luis Bernardo inside in his last at-bat. Didn't want to give him anything over the outer half, and you can see the infield is shifted towards the left for the Maple Leafs as well, which might suggest that that is once again the game plan. Now Dan Mara is going to retreat back to a more normal position. It's an inside pitch, and it's hit in the air to left. Ryan Dos Santos under it, makes the catch, and Angel Castro works around the runner at second base and gets through another scoreless frame. He's done that twice today. The Hamilton Cardinals lead 1-0 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're watching Toronto Maple Leafs baseball on YouTube, brought to you by MNP. Welcome back to Dominico Field. The Hamilton Cardinals leading 1-0 over the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it's the catcher Lachlan Maud who comes to the plate. Maple Leafs have got some really good production from some of their junior players this season, Lachlan Maud being one of them. But a lot of those junior players will not be on the team for the Maple Leafs come playoff time because they got to go back to school and play baseball and get their degree. So that'll definitely present some challenges for the Maple Leafs, but it's not a challenge that is unique to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Every team in the Intercounty Baseball League experiences that. But I think if the Maple Leafs had a choice, they'd like to keep Lachlan Maud around.
They would love to.
Maud hits it in the air. This one's to right field, and a running catch made. The wind looked like it might have got a hold of that one as Dennis DeBanning was twisting underneath it. So the number 9 hitter today is Charlie Towers, and he's playing shortstop. Jose Vinicio out of the lineup. Towers scoring a bunt, hits it to the left side, but off the facing of the Maple Leafs dugout.
Got underneath it, and thankfully that was popped off far enough to the left where the third baseman couldn't run over and grab it.
Shot there of Jose Vinicio in the dugout. Charlie Towers hitting .235 on the season and just 34 at-bats.
Is Vinicio wearing a Mandalorian helmet?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
That is interesting.
Oh, yeah, that is not a batting helmet.
I thought it was a batting helmet at first as well, and then he turned and I didn't see his face.
Vinicio is getting an off day today, and he's well protected.
He's making the most of it. This is the
Charlie-
way.
Yeah, Charlie Towers flares this one to left field. That way will work for Charlie Towers. Hit it in the perfect spot, and he's aboard with a single.
First baseman number 5, Jordan.
You watch The Mandalorian? So this is what Jordan Castaldo has been doing. Well, this is the 57-game on-base streak, which Jordan Castaldo continues to build on. But these are the career numbers for Jordan Castaldo, a career 356 hitter in the Intercounty Baseball League.
And to answer your question, I do watch a lot of Star Wars.
Yeah. I liked The Mandalorian. That was a good
I did
show.
a lot. I did a lot as well.
So,
I want a helmet badly.
does he take his helmet off? He does, right?
He does, yep.
We see him without his helmet, but other people aren't allowed to see him without his helmet. That's the way.
No, we don't see. Oh, he takes the helmet off to look at Grogu, and that's the first time we ever see him. Because there's shots of him taking the helmet off, putting it down, and he eats, but it's not on, the camera isn't on his face.
So we don't actually see his face
Yeah.
ever. in the
Well,
whole show.
the only in the show, the only time we see his face is when he takes it off to look at Grogu.
Right.
That's the only time.
Who's Baby Yoda?
Exactly. For all you non-Star Wars. That's how they.
I watched it. It was just a while ago. I thought it was
It's been a
good
while.
show.
It's been a while.
Charlie Towers has a one-out single, and that brings Jordan Castaldo to the plate, who's the leadoff hitter, but don't be mistaken, he's the best RBI guy on the Maple Leafs this year. 21 of them, leads the team.
Very efficient.
Credit to the bottom of the lineup as well for getting on base when Jordan Castaldo comes to the plate. Behind 0-2. Just outside, Towers back to first base on the back pick attempt from Connor Hicks.
Iguchi has just been working that outer corner to all the lefties right now, and he's just painting it. It's hard if you're a lefty if you want to take that pitch or if you want to swing at it.
The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. A rare chase in the dirt from Jordan Castaldo, and there's 2 away.
Center fielder number 11, Connor Lewis.
Connor Lewis coming to the plate for the Toronto Maple Leafs. As mentioned before, Connor Lewis has been excellent lately for Toronto. There's conversation on the infield, but I didn't catch the nature of it. Pickoff move to first. Towers dives back in. That was a crafty move from Takaki Iguchi.
Towers has been drawing a lot of attention over there at first. And I'm not sure if there's someone on the Leafs bench that just keeps yelling he's going.
Is Angel Castro on the Leafs bench?
That might be Anel Castro.
Then yeah, someone's probably probably yelling that.
As you were saying that, I looked down, I could see Anel Castro just yelling.
Yeah. Charlie Towers has 2 career stolen bases in 43 games in the Intercounty Baseball League. Swing and a miss there from Connor Lewis. The count's 2-1. I don't think Towers is going. Yeah, there's Anel.
Yep.
On the bench. Here's the 2-1. There goes Charlie Towers. Pitch way outside, throw down. That's a third career stolen base for Charlie Towers.
And I mean, it was looking at Towers on first. It was just more so when, not if he was going to steal. He was bouncing off there. He drew a couple throws, and then finally he takes off for second.
So that's something that Charlie Towers does not do a lot, but man, he had a really good read on what Takaki Iguchi was giving him. Although it's not going to matter much though, because on the very next pitch, Connor Lewis takes a walk on the 3-1 pitch, and he heads down to first base.
Right fielder number 29, Marcus Connect.
Well, this is a really good opportunity for Marcus Connect to crack out of this little mini slump that he's been on lately, isn't it? A couple runners on here, 2 outs in the inning. Maple Leafs needing some production. The last thing they want to do, especially after just being able to muster 1 run against the Barrie Baycats, is not score early. Connect swings and misses at a breaking ball. That's been the Achilles heel for Marcus Connect this season. He has pounded fastballs, but swung over top of a lot of breaking balls.
And you know, Connect, you would love to just try to at least get 1 here.
Gets another breaking ball and swings through it. Marcus Connect has also got the majority of his hits to the pull side this season, which, you know, I don't remember that being a big theme for him in years past. Felt like he spread the ball around a little bit more, but I could be mistaken. Here's the 0-2. Towers creating havoc again. Throw back in time. Oh, but he was not out. And the home plate umpire is going to overrule the second base umpire. Is that what just happened?
I don't know. So he pointed at Connect. I'm thinking Marcus Connect called for time. I think that's what happened. Marcus Connect called for time, and the home plate umpire, he granted it, and then Iguchi turned and picked off Towers. But either way, it looked like Towers got his arm back in there.
That was an atrocious call at second base. It didn't matter in the end because the time was called, but wow. Well, you can just go ahead and erase that one.
Heads up, though, by Marcus Connect to call time.
Yeah, because Charlie Towers looked like he was going to be out, but he got the hand back in quite quickly. Here's the 0-2. In the dirt, Marcus Connect takes it for a ball. And the attention right now is split, maybe 60-40 between second base and home plate from Takaki Iguchi because of the antics of Charlie Towers over there at second.
He's been doing this all inning long.
The 1-2. Connect fouls it off. That time he got to the breaking ball.
I think somebody made a catch.
Sounds like it.
Oh, it was a kid.
Nice.
He rolled up the hill with the ball over his head.
Yeah, the whole crowd acknowledged it too. That's great.
That's awesome.
Here is the 1-2 pitch again to Marcus Connect. He's been battling. Inside corner, strike 3 called. Marcus Connect goes down looking. The Maple Leafs create some havoc on the base path in the form of Charlie Towers and get 2 on in the inning, but cannot score. It's the Hamilton Cardinals who lead 1-0 as we head to the 4th. as mentioned, Alumni Day here at Dominico Field, and looking back at what was an incredible performance in the 2007 season from a very important Toronto Maple Leafs. This is Paul Spaljarek. Pitched in 12 games that season, had 3 complete games, 86.2 innings pitched. That'll happen when you go 9 innings that many times. A 10-1 record near an ERA of 2.60. And if you remember Paul Spaljarek, you'll know that this is not even the best season that he had in the Intercounty Baseball League. This is actually towards the later end of his career. But it was a big one because the Maple Leafs won the Intercounty Baseball League Championship that year in 2007, and that's the last one the team has won. Marek Deska is the only player that was in the Intercounty Baseball League at that time. He played in 2006, but I don't believe he was on that team in 2007 for the Maple Leafs. But Paul Spaljarek was an excellent pitcher for the Maple Leafs back in the day. Dennis DeBanning is going to lead things off for the Hamilton Cardinals. And he hits the first pitch in the air to left field. Ryan Dos Santos back at the wall, a slide and no catch made. It falls just past the outstretched glove of Connor Lewis. Dennis DeBanning had flipped the bat and was pimping it out of the batter's box, so he's going to barely make it to first base.
Yeah, that one just kept carrying, and then right at the wall in front of that New Era poster on the fence. It just tough play for both Lewis and Dos Santos to make.
First baseman number 44, Tanner Rempel.
And that's an extra 90 feet that the Hamilton Cardinals aren't going to get, because Dennis DeBanning thought that ball was gone off his bat. And it actually wasn't that close. It bounced before it even got to the fence. And now Castro realizing that DeBanning might be a little bit out of sorts down there at first base, so he tries a pickoff move. Tanner Rempel at the plate, and he hits this one high in the air, not particularly deep to left. Ryan Dos Santos over and makes a nice running catch.
These batters for Hamilton are wasting no time swinging early in the count in this top half of the fourth.
Yeah, which Angel Castro does not mind at all. He's a guy who is known for extending the pitch count a little bit. He's got up to 140 pitches in his Intercounty Baseball League career one game. So he has lots of pitches in the tank, and I mean, the Maple Leafs don't really need him to go deep today, but they would take it if they can get it. First pitch strike to Josh Niles.
I just look down the left field line. I see Jose Vinicio walking back. Doesn't look like he has that helmet anymore.
Not a true Mandalorian.
Not a true one.
That is not the way. Right? That's not the way. And El Castro seems to have incorporated a leg kick after his pitches here in this top of the fourth inning. Castro's a guy who he goes on feel when he's on the mound. I don't think, he has his basic mechanics that he sticks to, but you see a lot of different deliveries. Picked by Lachlan Mott. Throw down is high and into center field. Connor Lewis is going to pick it up. He has no play at third base. So Dennis DeBanning, after hitting a ball in the outfield, which he probably should have got to second base on, has redeemed himself as he steals second base and then advances an extra 90 feet on the throw into center field. And that's probably one that Lachlan Mott should have kept in his back pocket, but he did a heck of a job to pick that ball and even get the throw off in the first place. But now the Hamilton Cardinals do not need a hit to drive in that run from third base.
It's kind of surprising when you look at the stolen base totals that DeBanning doesn't have more. He only has 4.
2-1 on the ground. Charlie Towers fields it, and he's coming home with it. Throw in time. They got him. Dennis DeBanning out by a couple of inches, gets right into the face of the home plate umpire after being called out, but that is a big run cut down by the Maple Leafs here in the fourth.
That's massive. You keep this still a 1-run lead. And a throw by Towers. He took it, and he released it pretty quickly, too. When you look at how fast Charlie Towers' hands are on defense, he threw that ball home very quick.
Yeah, the throw was a little bit high from Towers, but yeah, you're right. He got out of his glove so quickly that it didn't matter as much. Lachlan Maud also did a great job to, first of all, catch the ball and then get the tag down quickly.
Yeah, and the smart thing that Maud did is he didn't reach for the banding. He grabbed it and went straight to the plate.
Swing and a miss. Two strikes now on Zach Marriott, who I think he started walking to the dugout there, but then realized. Still had another pitch. The 0-2. Outside.
Outside of that demanding hit back in the first inning, I mean, Castro's done a fantastic job just kind of shutting things down.
Zach Marriott trying to keep the inning alive. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike three. And Castro gets through another scoreless inning. He's done that 3 times in a row. It's 1-0 Hamilton Cardinals, and the offense for the Maple Leafs has some time to go to work here in the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back to Dominico Field. Toronto Maple Leafs Baseball on YouTube is brought to you by MNP, and it's 1-0 Hamilton Cardinals here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Beautiful day at Christie Pitts. Warm and 27 degrees. There was no wind this morning, but it's starting to pick up a little bit, and it's blowing straight in from the outfield. That won't bother John Salazzo too much, who had a streak a week ago where he had 4 home runs in 2 games. Picked up another base hit against the Barrie Baycats last time out, and has tremendous power at the plate for the Maple Leafs. Takaki Iguchi is out for his 4th inning of work. I think there were a lot of players. Oh, we got the Mandalorian helmet back.
It's back. It never left the bench.
That one's in the dirt, rolls towards the Maple Leafs dugout. So here's the thing. Here's the thing with this Mandalorian helmet. If the Maple Leafs win today, Jose Venicio's going to have to wear that in the field when he plays next game. Superstition.
Yeah, yeah.
John Salazzo crushes one. High and deep to right field, and see you later. That one is way out of here. 9 home runs on the season for John Salazzo, and the Maple Leafs have evened it up.
Massive swing out of John Salazzo. And I mean, we talk about the power possibly coming back for the Leafs. It's come back for Salazzo. That's his 9th.
Oh yeah, the Mandalorian helmet has now been transferred to John Salazzo.
Is that the new celebration?
That may be a
That
new
is
thing.
awesome.
We may have to go inquire about that after the game.
That is amazing.
Okay, so it's bought the Maple Leafs 1 run, now a bunt. What a bare hand play, and it gets away from the first baseman, Rempel. Oh, Josh Niles almost made a beautiful play on that Ryan Dos Santos bunt, which he laid down perfectly, and he's safe at first.
That one right there, I mean, that's a bang-bang play, but Dos Santos was hustling out of the box. And I mean, I honestly think that he gets a hit off that one.
Yeah, that'll be a hit.
That was fantastic. And then obviously Niles, that's an all-star level play right there to barehand it like that.
Dan Mara's at the plate. Ryan Dos Santos at first. Nobody out in the inning. The Maple Leafs have homered and singled to start off the bottom of the 4th. Ryan Dos Santos via a bunt. Throw to first base. Close, but not in time. Line drive into the outfield. Stay hot, Dan Mara. The Maple Leafs go station to station. And with nobody outs in the 4th inning, they have 2 on, and here comes Cole Murchison. But before that, we're going to get a mound visit.
You can hear that home run, and it just seems like it brought life back into the fans. The Bushmen have gotten louder. Back-to-back base hits. Vinicio, he's again wearing the Mandalorian helmet. It's just energy has been brought back into this park.
Benicio got it back.
Oh yeah. I wonder how much they can see out of that.
That was a long mound visit there for Takaki Iguchi, and it was just to talk over how they're going to approach the rest of this inning with Cole Murchison coming to the plate. No one was warming up in the bullpen for the Hamilton Cardinals until now, and we're seeing a little bit of action. No one throwing yet. Cole Murchison comes to the dish with a great opportunity here. 2-1 and nobody out. First pitch, a crisp fastball over the outside corner, strike 1.
Be a fantastic opportunity for Murchison and for the Leafs to just kind of break this one open for themselves.
Would it ever? Cole Murchison is 0 for 1 today. And now he hits one on the ground. Play made by Rempel at first. Goes to second for 1. No play at first base. It would have been a double play, but there was nobody covering first. So that's 1 away, and the Maple Leafs have runners at the corners here in the bottom of the 4th. Now the window of opportunity opens up in the face of Lachlan Maud.
Go ahead, run 90 feet away here for the young man.
Although Justin Mara is not here today, the Maple Leafs have a really good young catching duo right now with Lachlan Maud and Dionysius Chialtis. Maud has been excellent, and it looks like he's getting most of the starts that Justin Mara is not in, but it was Dionysius Chialtis in the game against the Barrie Baycats, and he was really good defensively for the Maple Leafs. Maud swings and misses, and the count's 1-1. Chialtis had a couple plays where he had a perfect throw down to try and gun down a runner, was unsuccessful, but looked really good, and then had an unbelievable back pick of a runner at third base in the game against Barrie, which almost propelled the Maple Leafs to a win. Throw to first, not in time. But the Maple Leafs are very optimistic about the bat of Lachlan Maud. And it's a great opportunity here for him to put it to work. Swinging a ball in the dirt, swung at by Maud, so he's behind 1-2.
Yeah, and you talked about Cheltis, and the game that he calls in his defensive style is really good. I like his game behind the plate when it comes to just, working with a pitcher, working through a lineup. He has a very high baseball IQ when it comes to that aspect of the game, and then it's kind of the same thing with Lachlan Maud. You like the frame that he brings, the presence he has at the plate, and then he's a very quiet-minded person.
Swing and a miss, ball gets away. Here comes a play at the plate, not in time. The Maple Leafs take the lead as Ryan Dos Santos sprints home. Lachlan Maud is out on the strikeout with first base being occupied, but both runners do move up. And Toronto has taken the lead.
That's a big break for the Maple Leafs right there. Heads up base running by Dos Santos. He notices the ball gets away far enough that he can kind of take home, and with his speed, he was going to take off. So great job by number 8.
Obviously, Lachlan Maud had no need to run down to first base, but there's also nothing saying he can't.
That was a little wind sprint.
Definitely created some more moving parts on the infield. So, Charlie Towers, who had a bloop single in his last at-bat, wouldn't mind that again here with a runner in scoring position. That's Cole Murchison on second base. The 1-0. Towers hits it hard on the ground, and that one hit the umpire, I believe. Throw home, not in time. Murchison scores, and the Maple Leafs lead 3-1.
And on the throw home, Towers also advances up to second. And actually, I'm not sure if it hit the umpire, if it hit a lip on the ground, because the umpire turned and he started signaling saying, no, it didn't hit me. So I think that just hit off a lip in the dirt, and that took a wicked hop.
Yeah, that was an awful break for the Hamilton Cardinals. It's another hit, though, for Charlie Towers.
And an RBI.
That's a tough break for Hamilton. That's a run that probably should have got them out of the inning. Okay, let's take another look at it here. Oh, yeah, I think the umpire sticks his foot out, but I think it was just to get away from the ball.
Yeah, because he immediately started signaling, saying, no, it didn't hit me. But that ball looked like it hit something. It was a wicked hop.
Okay, here, let's try and take another look at it. Oh, yeah, I could just hit right off the lip of grass.
So, partner, while you've been looking at that, Aguchi is taken out of the ball game, and he had some words for the Maple Leafs dugout. And I want to say specifically for Angel Castro, because he's the one that's been, we've been hearing him all game long. He's been yelling at the top of his lungs.
So if you remember, last time these teams played was right here at Dominico Field, and things got heated right at the end of the game. Julian Johnson was suspended 10 games for an infraction in a benches clearing brawl, I guess you can say. And Connor Lewis received 1 game as well for the incident after the game, but both benches were fully emptied, and it all started with, I believe, Dustin Richardson, who was going back to the mound to try and collect the game balls from the Hamilton Cardinals. And then things just escalated from there.
Yeah, it all kind of started there, and then truthfully, I couldn't tell you what else happened afterwards. It was Richardson going to get the baseballs, and then I guess words were exchanged. Obviously, we weren't privy or close enough to hear it, but words were exchanged, everything popped off. But nonetheless, here in this one, there's still a little bit of that bad blood.
You know, weirdly, I actually was down on the field right when it happened because I was going down to fix a technical issue. But I didn't hear anything from either of the two teams.
Just now he knows what it is. No.
So we'll see how things transpire over the rest of this game, but there's some bad blood in the water that may have trickled over from last game. Angel Castro has increased the amount of yelling after being confronted by Takaki Iguchi.
It somehow gets louder and louder.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can hear it on the broadcast right now, but he is constantly yelling from the dugout. And this has been something that we have seen Angel Castro doing for years and years. And for opposing teams, they hate it. And for the Maple Leafs, it has been a rally cry, literally, for them.
Well, we're so used to hearing him say, obviously speaking in Spanish, saying stuff type of his team, saying, "Let's go." I just think he's yelling right now. I don't think he's saying anything. I think he's just yelling at the top of his lungs.
2-0, way outside. New pitcher is Kate Kozak for the Hamilton Cardinals. Kozak has an ERA of 7.36 coming into today's outing, but he's only pitched 3 2/3 innings for the Hamilton Cardinals this year. And that one's up and away, ball 4. Jordan Costello's going to reach first base, and that extends his on-base streak to 58 games.
It's impressive. I mean, that's just the consistency out of Jordan Costello that we always talk about.
So we mentioned the ERA of 7.36 for Kate Kozak, but that's a little bit deceptive. He's been really good for the Hamilton Cardinals in 3 appearances this year. His very first game came on May 24th, a game against the Barrie Baycats. He gave up 3 earned runs on 3 hits in 2/3 of an inning, and then has had 3 scoreless outings, and 2 of them against the Maple Leafs in his last 3. Connor Lewis hits it down the line, foul ball. Foul by a matter of inches.
Just barely foul.
Connor Lewis has been so good in the last couple games for the Maple Leafs, hitting .538 over his last 13 at-bats. So here's the 1-1. Lewis takes high, thought about it, but let it be. The 2-1. Lewis hits it on the ground towards third. Niles has it, steps on third base to get the out, and that will do it for the Toronto Maple Leafs in the bottom of the 4th, but not before they put up some production. It all started with a solo home run to deep right field by John Salazzo, and then they play a bit of small ball and tack on a couple more. It's 3-1 Toronto Maple Leafs over the Hamilton Cardinals, and Hal Castro back on the mound, skipping on his way back. Welcome back to Dominico Field. A little bit of drama last inning. The Maple Leafs score 3 runs. Taki Iguchi pulled from the game and yelling at who we thought was Angel Castro in the dugout, who has been extremely distracting for the opposing team.
I mean, we can hear him at the top of the hill. I can only imagine how loud it is down there.
Yeah. So, the Hamilton Cardinals would like nothing more than to score some runs here against Angel Castro. But from what we've seen in the past, when things start to get stirred up a little bit, Angel Castro tends to shine, and the first pitch is popped up by Daly. Lachlan Maude is over, and he makes the catch. He calls off the veteran Jordan Castaldo, who had looked like he had a pretty good beat on it, and Lachlan Maude having some fun there with Jordan Castaldo as well. I am sure that Castaldo had a witty comment to throw at the youngster after that.
What do you think? Respect your elders, or
Something along those lines, probably. Castaldo, a veteran in the IBL, and not a guy. He's a guy who's pretty quick with it too.
The response
don't throw a jab at Jordan Castaldo, because he'll be all over you in a second. Here's the 1-0. Popped up towards foul territory on the left, and well out of play.
I think that was popped up on the street behind us. Usually it'll take a bounce, but no, that was just sky high onto the straight.
Brendan Nicholson has had a great day defensively for the Hamilton Cardinals. He made a heck of a catch in the outfield back in the second. Now he flares it towards the outfield, and it's the infielder Dan Mara who's over and makes the catch. Quickly 2 away here for Angel Castro in the 5th.
And this is a massive inning for Castro, because you just scored 2 runs to capture the lead. If you can have a shutdown inning here on defense and get right back on the sticks while they're hot, that's usually how good things go for the team.
Well, there is 2 outs, but this is the guy to get it started. If you're the Hamilton Cardinals, it's Tyler Duncan. First pitch, check swing, but it was a called strike. Castro has been rolling ever since giving up 1 in the first. Looking for his 4th consecutive scoreless inning, and Tyler Duncan flares it towards the left side. John Salazzo gives it a look, but it's out of play.
There was almost a great play made on the side of the hill, looked by a little kid. Took 1 step back, stumbled, and I think he ran out of the way after that.
We've noticed that good weather and lots of fans at Dominico Field have had a correlation this year, and it's great weather, and we are seeing big numbers at the park today. The 0-2. Hit to center field pretty well, but Connor Lewis has some room in front of the warning track and makes the catch. And Hal Castro, a 1-2-3 inning, 4 consecutive scoreless innings as he gets a hot hitter in Tyler Duncan to finish out the 5th. We'll be right back. It's Toronto Maple Leafs baseball on YouTube, brought to you by MNP. Welcome back to Dominico Field. You're watching Toronto Maple Leafs baseball on YouTube, brought to you by MNP. Marcus Connect is leading things off for the Maple Leafs, facing Kate Kozak. And the first pitch is way up and in. As mentioned, Maple Leafs baseball on YouTube is brought to you by MNP, national in scope, local in focus. MNP is one of Canada's leading professional services firms, proudly serving individuals, businesses, and organizations since 1958. Connect lines one to shortstop, and a jump and a great catch. Made out there by Duncan.
Fantastic play by Tyler Duncan. I mean, Connect got every stitch of that baseball, but Duncan climbs the ladder, makes it.
Well, it was John Salazzo's big fly last inning that got the Maple Leafs on the board, tied it at 1, and they carried that momentum for a couple more runs in the bottom of the 4th. Now facing the new pitcher in Kate Kozak, the lefty, and it's hit on the ground, high hop. At second base for Zach Marriott, who throws to first in time. Out number 2.
Left fielder number 8, Ryan Dos Santos.
Well, Ryan Dos Santos followed up that John Salazzo home run with a bunt single in his last appearance. Kozak, originally from Summerlin, British Columbia, playing here in his first year in the Intercounty Baseball League. Kozak has not allowed a run in each of his last 3 appearances. He actually hasn't allowed a hit in each of his last 3 appearances either. He walked the first batter he faced, but that's all he's surrendered against the Maple Leafs. Had to get all 3 outs in the 4th in relief of Takaki Iguchi, who gave up 6 hits over 3 2/3 and 3 earned runs, which has been out of character for Iguchi this season. Not that that's a lot of damage, but
Yeah,
he's just been so good for Hamilton this year.
Yeah, just something we haven't seen. I mean, especially against Toronto. He's been able to work his magic against this team, but getting shut down today.
Do you think that Hamilton going to Kozak that early in the ballgame with that little damage done speaks to what Hamilton thinks they can do against this Maple Leafs team?
Yeah, they still have a lot of belief. I mean, this is a Hamilton Cardinals team that has completely rebranded themselves. And you look at what they were able to do, or what they were a couple of years ago, and to what they are today. This team, very good, very talented. So they have a lot of belief in themselves.
High chopper by Ryan Dos Santos. A flip to Kozak covering. Oh boy, he put on the afterburners there to beat Ryan Dos Santos to the bag. Great play by the pitcher for the Hamilton Cardinals. 1-2-3 inning, and he has set down 6 of the 7 Maple Leafs batters that he's had to face. And Hal Castro back on the mound for his 6th inning of work when we come back. Oh, look here at the Intercounty Baseball League standings as it stands right now. It's the Welland Jackfish who are leading the way, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are behind the Kitchener Panthers for the final playoff spot in the Intercounty Baseball League, but they're 1.5 games out. So a win today, they would bring themselves within half a game, assuming the Kitchener Panthers drop their game. This one's in the air. Marcus Connect coming a long way over, and he can't quite get there in time. Ball drops in the Hamilton Cardinals dugout.
There was a pitcher also over there in the dugout as he was getting ready, starting to get loose, and Connect tried to avoid him, but just ultimately couldn't.
Yeah, Cade Kozak, the pitcher for the Hamilton Cardinals, has already gone further than he's ever gone in the Intercounty Baseball League. He's never pitched more than an inning, and he's faced 7 batters and got through 2 so far. Connor Hicks hits this one to left field, and that one's going to fall in front of Ryan Dos Santos. Hicks going for 2. Here's the throw. It's high, And the speedy Connor Hicks is in with a double.
It's a good read by Connor Hicks to just kind of take off there. And it's a leadoff double, working in the favor here of Hamilton. We talk about how good their team is and how they've turned things around. Well, they got the dangerous hitters coming up, Luis Bernardo and Dennis DeBanning at bat and on deck.
A look at the out-of-town score that the Maple Leafs will be watching. That's the Kitchener Panthers. They lead 1-0 over the London Majors, although they're facing Victor Payano in the London Majors, and he is not allowed much this year, one of the IBL's ERA leaders. That game is still early in the bottom of the third inning. Luis Bernardo at the plate for Hamilton. A leadoff double by Connor Hicks to start off the top of the sixth. Pitch to Bernardo. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Angel Castro is at just 68 pitches right now, but he's still got to get through this sixth inning. If he can get through this efficiently, he's on a great pace. But this inning will determine a lot for the longevity of Angel Castro's outing. This might help. Charlie Towers over on the bullpen mound, and that might have thrown him off stride just a little bit as he can't quite make the catch. That was going to be a very, very tough play for Charlie Towers, and then he started running uphill.
Yeah, that's oh man.
And that really threw him off.
Just to run uphill like that, as you're in stride, you feel comfortable, and then the ground under you starts tilting, and you're just like, what's going on?
Yeah. Even if he did take the direct route to that baseball, he was still going to have to make a crazy over-the-shoulder catch. So it's a strike. Counts 1-2 on Luis Bernardo. Bernardo lines this one to Towers. A dive. He comes up with it. He throws to first on the money, but not in time. Charlie Towers nearly made a heck of a play there. Really good job just to keep the ball in front of him. He does hold that runner at second base and keeps the double play in order.
Yeah, and I'm sure Castro, he's perfectly okay with that, considering the ball just stayed on the infield. You know, with the speed of Connor Hicks, he possibly could have been coming around to score just on the hit to left field. But nonetheless, you have the forces everywhere still.
One of the big selling points when the Maple Leafs acquired Charlie Towers after playing for the Hamilton Cardinals in the 2023 season was the defense that he provides. And he's actually put up a bit of offense as well this season, has Charlie Towers, which I don't think the Maple Leafs were counting on, but he's swung the bat pretty well.
When you have a player that's always that defensive-minded first, and really anything else they can provide to you on your team, that's just a bonus. And Towers being able to provide that little bit of pop for the offense, it's massive.
Dennis DeBanning, who had a long single in his last at-bat, just missed a home run in left field. Swings through an off-speed pitch from Angel Castro.
And this is the big guy right here that Castro wants to sit down. You have no outs, and the first two have reached. If you can get DeBanning out, he's probably the most lethal bat in the lineup at the moment.
The 0-2. Way up and in. Fastball there from Castro. I don't know if anyone's really paying attention to this, but Lachlan Maude goes through his signs extremely quickly. Watch this. Holy cow.
I couldn't even tell you what sequence they're on.
The 1-2. High chopper to Salazzo at third. He throws to first, not in time. A big celebration from Dennis DeBanning as he steps on the bag in time, and there was nothing John Salazzo could do about that one. DeBanning was just running too hard, and Salazzo did not have enough time to get that one over there.
That's a tough play for Salazzo to make. And again, you have great speed all on the bases. So that play nearly impossible for Salazzo to make. Even if you waited for the hop to try to take out Hicks going to 3, Hicks was almost basically at the bag. And DeBanning, he knew how high that ball went, and he was hustling straight out of the box.
So this is how this inning has gone for the Hamilton Cardinals. A bloop double and 2 infield singles. And looks like Angel Castro is going to stay in. But the Maple Leafs might be feeling a little bit unfortunate to be in this situation right here. To be fair, the ball hit to Charlie Towers was smoked by Luis Bernardo. But that one by Dennis DeBanning was just a really high one-hopper that he beat out at first base. And give some credit to Dennis DeBanning. He did not hustle out of the box on a ball that he thought was a home run in his last at-bat. He was gunning it down the line there to beat out that throw from John Salazzo, who has one of the better arms in the IBL over there at third base. So here is a massive opportunity for Hamilton. It's Tanner Rempel, and he takes ball 1.
If I'm not mistaken, partner, last time these two teams played, it was Tanner Rempel that had the big hit in the ball game to kind of open the floodgates for the side of Hamilton.
Yes. He came into the game against Toronto in a game where he had 3 doubles the night before, had a huge double to open things up for the Maple Leafs, or to open things up for Hamilton. They ended up winning the game 12-1. Here's the 1-0. And that one just misses. It's 2-0. Angel Castro now feeling a bit unfortunate after the first 2 calls. And he is not in that same rhythm where he was working quickly that we saw before. Can Tanner Rempel capitalize? He may want to take a strike here first. And he hits it into the outfield. And Marcus Connect comes over and makes the catch. Throw back to second. 1 run is going to come in to score on the sac fly, but the Maple Leafs are okay with that. The Hamilton Cardinals have cut the lead to 1. It's 3-2.
And I think the big thing is that they didn't get Bernardo advancing to third on that play. Connect got the ball in so quickly.
Oh, that's a look at Marek Deska, who's warming up for the Maple Leafs. We do not see Marek Deska here on Sundays very often. And the Maple Leafs are lucky to have him in the pen today because he can give them multiple innings and has been very good lately for Toronto as well.
One of those arms where it's you're not going to expect a high 90s fastball, but you're going to expect a lot of different pitches with a lot of good movement.
Yeah. Marek Deska has an ERA of 5.68 for the Maple Leafs this season, but has given up just 1 earned run in each of his last 3 outings. In fact, if you go to the outing before that, he had a 5-inning start where he only gave up 1 run against Guelph. Castro's pitch inside to Josh Niles. Behind 2-0, Castro has only walked 4 batters all season.
Yeah, just in this ball game alone, it was just the 1 walk to Luis Bernardo.
This might be the pitch to hit here for Josh Niles. And it is. He slams it into the outfield. It's down for a base hit, and this could be extra bases. 1 run is going to come in to score. The game is now tied. They're going to hold up Dennis DeBanning at third base, and it's a big game-tying double for Josh Niles.
It's a big hit. You called that one perfectly, partner. I mean, ahead 2-0 and gets the fastball, and he just rips it right down that line for a double.
Angel Castro does not like to fall behind 3-0. Josh Niles has done his homework. He knew that. And twice in a row, Angel Castro has fallen behind 2-0 and then given up a hittable fastball that the Hamilton Cardinals have capitalized on, and they've tied the game at 3-3. So Zach Marriott comes to the plate for Hamilton, the second baseman today.
3-3. And what inning are we?
Sixth.
Marriott hitting .273 after going 0 for 2 in his first 2 at-bats. He takes way inside, it goes to the backstop. Lachlan Mott has it, throws home, but it's not in time, and the Hamilton Cardinals take the lead.
Dennis DeBanning crossed, and he was energetic to say the least. Castro showed frustrations. DeBanning just got right in his face as well.
Dennis DeBanning has been in this ball game. He had a big celebration after beating out an infield single, and still fired up as he comes home safely. So now a runner on third and just 1 out. Maple Leafs trying to limit the damage here in the top of the 6th inning. Marriott takes way inside and it hit him. Angel Castro tapping his chest. He says, "My bad." But that's not the worst outcome for the Maple Leafs. The double play possibility is in order, and Zach Marriott's going to take a little jog over there at first base. That one hit him right on the foot. And it looks like he's okay.
A lot more movement happening here in the bullpen. I believe that's Adam Mara warming up.
And a bunt right back towards the pitcher, Angel Castro. He throws to first, not in time. Another run comes in to score, and it's 5-3 Hamilton.
That was a probably perfectly executed bunt off of the bat of Brandon Daly, and he got that down and hustled it down the line.
Number 4, Brandon Nicholson.
So this is the number 9 hitter, Brandon Nicholson, hitting .200 on the season. 1 out. A lot of pitches thrown by Angel Castro, and the Hamilton Cardinals still have 2 on. Nicholson has been on a bit of a cold streak. No hits in each of his last 3 games, but the Hamilton Cardinals have had a beat on Angel Castro here. And he's going to bunt towards third base, but it's foul.
Yeah, you talk about they have something. They figured out something with Castro. He was kind of on cruise control in the first 2 innings, and now it's just a little bit shaky here in this 6th.
The 1-0 to Nicholson. Way outside. That arm of Angel Castro may be starting to tire just a little bit. Castro up over 20 pitches in the inning. The 1-1, flared towards right, but foul.
If Castro can get Nicholson here, this would be a massive out number 2.
Especially with Tyler Duncan, Connor Hicks, Luis Bernardo, the trio coming up behind him. The 1-2. It's in the dirt, blocked by Lachlan Maud, and it'll hold the runners right there. This is Adam Mara warming up in the bullpen for the Maple Leafs. The 2-2 from Castro. Runners go. Nicholson flares it towards the outfield, and that one's going to drop. A run is going to come in to score. A miscommunication by Mara and Castro on who was going to catch that ball. If that ball had been caught, and it would have been a tough play, it would have been a double play and got the Maple Leafs out of the inning. Instead, it's 6-3 Hamilton Cardinals, and runners are on the corners again with one out, and Rob Butler is coming to the mound. That's going to do it for the day of Angel Castro. Boy, a tough 6th inning. Nothing was hit hard against Castro. 4 infield singles in the inning. Tyler Duncan is coming up. Adam Mara is coming into the game. He has been excellent lately. We'll have more on that when we come back. Well, this is a big spot here for Adam Mara and the Toronto Maple Leafs. He needs to get Tyler Duncan, but look what Adam Mara has been doing lately. In his last 5 games, he's pitched 5 innings, an ERA of 1.80, a whip that is pretty good, but he's done a really good at stranding the runners that have been on base, and he struck out a couple batters over that stretch. Needless to say, Adam Mara lately, by the numbers, has been the best pitcher for the Toronto Maple Leafs out of the bullpen.
And he's a guy, again, he doesn't throw hard, but he has a lot of movement on almost all of his pitches.
Adam Mara does not throw hard, but that can be deceptive for opposing batters. He also finds the strike zone quite a bit. Tyler Duncan at the plate. Runner goes. Duncan hits it in the air, shallow center field, and it's going to drop for another bloop single. Connor Lewis picks it up. Another run comes in to score, and it's 7-3 Hamilton. Boy, Hamilton has cracked the code for where to put the ball in the outfield and where to put it on the infield. Another perfectly placed bloop single, this time for Tyler Duncan, and Hamilton leads by 4.
Yeah, and you know, you can't sum it up any better than that. They have just been hitting, everything has been soft contact, and it's just been into holes where there isn't a defender or right at a defender, and it takes a sky-high bounce. The only real hard hit in the inning is the Josh Niles double down the line.
Runner going again. Mara's got him picked off. He throws to third. John Salazzo has it. Now Salazzo tags the runner, and he's out. Adam Mara, that is an extremely alert play to step off the mound knowing the runner was going. He looked like he was about to come to home plate, realized it, stepped off, calmly threw to John Salazzo at third base, and the Maple Leafs finally get it out, and it's a big one.
And I think the key thing to notice there was on the base, it was Nicholson. He was taken off on first move from Mara, so Mara just does the spin throw back to second.
That is an extremely ill-advised out there from Brandon Nicholson. He was clearly going on his own because the runner at first base, Tyler Duncan, was not on the move. And Duncan in the rundown doesn't even advance because John Salazzo does a great job beating Nicholson back to second base.
Yeah, Salazzo was hustling that.
Yeah, Salazzo just beat Nicholson in a race. Nicholson's one of the fastest players in the IBL. That pitch just misses outside from Adam Mara. To be fair, Nicholson had to turn around while he was running. Gonzalazo straight lined it back there, but that's an underrated
That's
play
still
there
really
from
impressive.
Gonzalazo. Yeah. Here's the 2-1 from Mara. Outside in the dirt, blocked by Lachlan Maud. 7-3 Hamilton Cardinals. They've capitalized 6 times in the inning. That one on the inside corner for a strike. The count is full on Connor Hicks. 1 run has come in to score, but if Adam Mara can get this out right here, he will give the Maple Leafs a chance. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Adam Mara gives up a bloop single. A run does come in to score, but all in all does a great job to get the Maple Leafs out of it. The Hamilton Cardinals score 6 in the inning and lead 7-3 over the Maple Leafs. Oh, welcome back to Dominico Field. The Maple Leafs trying to recover after giving up 6 runs in the top half of the 6th inning. Now they face a guy who has been excellent on the mound for the Hamilton Cardinals this season. Corbin Peters, an ERA of 1.08. He struck out 12 batters over 8 1/3 innings pitched. And who knows what the game plan is here for Corbin Peters and the Hamilton Cardinals with regard to the length of his outing, because if we look back in recent history in his IBL career, which has gone on since 2022, he has had a wide mix of assignments when he's come into ball games. This season he started 1 game. It was a 4-inning outing against the London Majors, which the Hamilton Cardinals won 6-3. And he's also come in relief and gone 1/3 of an inning, 2/3 of an inning and a third, and 1 inning in his very first game against London on May 26th.
He had a pretty good outing as well against the Maple Leafs last time out.
That pitch inside, and ouch. That one hit Dan Mara right on the shin, and he certainly felt it, but looks like he's going to stay in the game and head down to first base. He's had a couple good outings against the Maple Leafs this season. Neither of them lengthy. The first one was on May 31st, where he only needed to face 1 batter in a 15-9 win against the Maple Leafs. And then he faced 3 batters in an inning and 2/3 on July 23rd in that 12-1 win for Hamilton over Toronto. Murchison skies this one in the air. He was way out in front. And it bounces on the hillside and right. Pitch to Murchison in the dirt. There goes Dan Mara. Throw down to second base, not in time. Boy, that ball didn't get away from the catcher Hicks by a lot. But Dan Mara picked his spot perfectly and heads down to second base on the wild pitch.
Yeah, it's just a veteran player making a good veteran play. You know, he sees that it gets away and he kind of just takes off, heads up to advance, and now there's no double play.
There is not. The 2-1. This one's smashed towards center field by Cole Murchison, and it's caught by Brandon Nicholson right in front of the wall. Dan Mara will advance an extra 90 feet as he comes to third. Cole Murchison just missed that one.
He pulls that ball just a little bit, and that one is sailing over the fence. Good piece of hit and just an unfortunate outcome.
So the Maple Leafs get the runner over, but Cole Murchison had aspirations of a lot more than a sac fly with that swing. So here comes another one of the junior players, and Lachlan Maud. Maud is 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. After that is Charlie Towers, who has already collected 2 hits. Maud swings and misses at the first pitch. It was low and away from Corbin Peters.
If the Leafs can possibly just get at least one back here, it can go a long way for the remainder of this game.
Maud takes low. The 1-1. This one's in the air. At second base, Zach Marriott makes the catch and runs it in. 2 away. So, after Dan Mara is hit by the pitch, he's found his way to third base, but now there's 2 outs. But this guy has been swinging it well. Charlie Towers comes to the plate. Upped his batting average to .278 with the 2 base knocks today. Towers has driven in 4 runs on the season. First pitch swinging, hits it on the ground, foul. That one bounces into the Hamilton Cardinals bullpen. Charlie Towers with 2 outs in the inning, trying to give the Maple Leafs a boost and bring it within 3, and the pitch is in the dirt. He might not need to. It goes to the backstop, and Dan Mara comes in to score. The Maple Leafs get 1 back, and it's 7-4. And that is a pretty significant mistake by Corbin Peters on the wild pitch, as there were 2 outs in the inning. And Charlie Towers had yet to prove what he was going to do at the plate.
Yeah, and a big outcome right there. At least you get 1 back on the board, bring it to just a 3-run deficit.
Towers swings and misses at a high fastball. Charlie Towers had a pretty big cut at it, but the game plan should probably stay the same here for Towers. Get on for Jordan Castaldo. Castaldo with 21 RBIs on the season. The 2-1. On the ground and through into the outfield. It's a 3-hit day for Charlie Towers, and he does get on for Jordan Castaldo, the Maple Leafs RBI leader.
And a great at-bat. I mean, fantastic. Just get the bat to the ball and let the rest do the work. 3rd hit of the day out of the 9 spot, and that's what you want to see out of the number 9 spot. If you're able just to flip that order and get it up to these guys that are having hot stretches and having good seasons, it's exactly what you want to do. Charlie Towers does that to perfection.
Jordan Castaldo has walked today. And he hits one in the air. This one's deep to left field, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. Charlie Towers steaming around third base, and he's getting the wave. Towers coming to the plate, and he will score. RBI double, Jordan Castaldo, And it's now 7-5.
And you were talking about how important it is to flip the order up to these hot hitters. Look at that right there. Castaldo wastes absolutely no time. He gets right onto it and rips that double into left field.
Jordan Castaldo, no hits in his last 3 games, and he breaks out of the slump. And for a guy who said, you know, he's felt a little bit scorned at the plate with all the hard contact that he's made lately, he puts it to work right there. He gets a big RBI double, and the Maple Leafs all of a sudden are right back in it after giving up 6 in the top half of the 6th. Well, here is another red-hot hitter, Connor Lewis. 0 for 2 today, but it's been great lately. And a big swing and a miss on that first pitch. What do you think was on the mind of Connor Lewis there?
Yeah, he was thinking of this game is about to be 7-7 with one swing of the bat.
Wouldn't that be something? Behind 0-1. And Lewis takes just outside.
I mentioned the hot stretch that Connor Lewis is on. I mean, it's just such a different approach at the plate. We're seeing him just be a lot more selective, a lot more patient.
Lewis hits a chopper right back to Peters, who jumps and has it, flips to first to get the out, but a rare blemish on the record of Corbin Peters as he gives up a couple of earned runs. The Maple Leafs have brought things back within 2. It's the Hamilton Cardinals who lead 7-5 over Toronto. Well, the Maple Leafs have some weapons in the bullpen. They're going with Marek Deska right now, but these are the guys that Marek Deska is trying to bridge the gap to. Taylor Lepard, who has been excellent over his last 2 outings, hasn't given up an earned run. So has Dustin Richardson. He's the closer for the Maple Leafs, but with the Maple Leafs not leading in the 9th inning very often this season, hasn't got a ton of opportunities. This is his entire year. 6 2/3 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, 1 walk, and he saved 2 of the 7 wins the Maple Leafs have this season. Right now, it is Marek Deska who has been excellent this season for the Toronto Maple Leafs, especially lately. A 5-inning start against Guelph, and then he's come in relief appearances ever since then and has been great. Marek Deska, the longest tenured Maple Leaf, here on a Sunday, which is a big boost for them here today. The 1-0. Inside 2-0. Marek Deska working quickly. And now Peters, or DeBanning I should say, fouled it straight back.
Talk about how good Marek Deska has been. I mean, like you mentioned, the longest tenured Leaf, but also he goes out there and he just performs.
And that one's in there for a strike, 2-2. working quickly again. The 2-2 pitch upstairs, full count. Dennis DeBanning at the plate has had a great day. He's 3 for 3. The full count pitch, swung on, lined into the outfield. That's hit number 4 for Dennis DeBanning.
Right fielder number 16, Dennis DeBanning.
Excuse me, that was actually Luis Bernardo who was at the plate, but he's had a really good day at the plate too. That's his 3rd hit of the day. Now this is Dennis DeBanning who has 3 hits. So for Luis Bernardo, he's up that batting average to .313 on the season. But with that being said, Dennis DeBanning wouldn't mind making it a 4-hit day. He's got a runner at first base over there, and then Tanner Rempel is on deck, one of just 2 Hamilton Cardinals that don't have a hit here today. Hamilton has 7 runs on 12 hits and has been perfect in the field. Maple Leafs 5 runs on 8 hits.
And you mentioned a player that's had his name really all over this ballgame. Well, Dennis DeBanning, I mean, we've been talking about him over and over again on the broadcast. He has been electrifying at bat all day long.
This one's hit in the air to the outfield. Connor Lewis over, calls off Ryan Dos Santos and makes the catch. Retreating back to first base there is Bernardo.
First baseman number 44, Tanner Rempel.
Well, Tanner Rempel looked like he was going to have another one of those dagger doubles against the Maple Leafs in his last at-bat, but Marcus Connect came over and made a nice running catch in the gap and ended up going down as a sac fly, so Tanner Rempel is officially 0 for 2 with an RBI.
Hey, flown out to left field in the first 2. He's gotten to hold a couple baseballs. It's just they haven't been able to land for Rempel.
0-1 in the dirt, blocked by Lachlan Maud. There was a lot going on there on that pitch. First, the runner Luis Bernardo was taking off early. Someone in the infield for the Maple Leafs said, "Step off," and Marek Deska delivered the pitch, but I think it might have distracted him a bit as he spiked it in the dirt.
I thought somebody yelled balk, and I was very confused for a split second.
This one's popped up. Does Jordan Castaldo have a play? Looks like he's got plenty of room, and he makes the catch. 2 away. Marek Deska gives up a single to start the inning, and now has quickly got the next 2 outs. This is going to bring Josh Niles, the Port Stanley, Ontario native, to the plate. Couple hits for Josh Niles today. Josh Niles, another one of those Division I players playing for the Canisius Golden Griffins. Hamilton has a lot of those good young college players on the team. Here's the 0-1. But like we mentioned earlier with the Maple Leafs, not all of those players are going to be here for the playoffs. Now, we don't know which Hamilton Cardinals are still completing their education and which are not, but Josh Niles has only been at Canisius for 2 years. Lines it to center field. Connor Lewis coming over, makes the running catch. Marek Deska gets through a scoreless inning for the Maple Leafs after they put up a couple in the bottom half of the 6th. To the bottom of the 7th we go. It's the Hamilton Cardinals who lead 7-5. Welcome back to Dominico Field, still warm and sunny at Christie Pitts. Marcus Connect is going to lead things off for the Maple Leafs. Marcus Connect is the only Maple Leaf to get a hit off of Corbin Peters this season. And Connect swings and misses at a breaking ball. Strike one.
How big would it be here if Marcus Connect can finally get something going for the Leafs? Like we've been talking about the little bit of a slump he's been on. Be pretty massive if he can just get on base here, and big bats of Solazzo and Dos Santos right behind him.
Well, the league has been throwing a steady diet of breaking balls to Marcus Connect. Pretty much over the past month. He is just a fastball killer.
I saw that firsthand when they were in Kitchener. He laced a ball out on a fastball.
This time he takes the fastball up and in. See, the thing is, though, is that we've seen Marcus Connect hit breaking balls very well. Like he might just be a little bit pull happy right now. The 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? They asked the first place umpire, but he didn't give a signal, so I guess that's a no. So 2-2. Marcus Connect 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts today. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And he takes high. The count's now full. Marcus Connect has battled his way right back into the count.
Yeah, just a fantastic at-bat from Connect. I mean, working it right back to full. Let's see what he can do here.
And he just gets a piece of it and fouls it off.
Staying alive.
Corbin Peters, for the first time all season, gave up 2 earned runs. So another full count pitch here to Connect. And it misses low and outside, ball 4. What an at-bat there for Marcus Connect.
Yeah, that's just a fantastic at-bat from a veteran hitter right there. And now you got 2 dangerous bats in Solazzo and Dos Santos coming up.
A couple of the Bushmen getting their tan on down the left field line. That's going to be it for Corbin Peters. The Hamilton Cardinals are going to a lefty. We'll have that for you when we come back. New pitcher of the game for the Hamilton Cardinals. Drew Main Prize with an ERA of 9.00 on the season through 5 innings pitched. Main Prize has a career ERA of 10.01 over 3 seasons between the Brantford Red Sox and the last 3 with the Hamilton Cardinals. But he is a lefty, and he's facing John Salazzo, who's a lefty, and then he's facing Ryan Dos Santos, who also bats from the left side, who's on deck. A breaking ball to John Salazzo, and he's way out in front of it. 0-2.
Do you think Salazzo's cheating the fastball there?
Yeah, on that one for sure. That was a very slow breaking ball there from Main Prize. Here's the 0-2. And that one misses outside.
The infield here set up for Hamilton. They are anticipating this ball to be pulled. You can look at the third baseman. He is way off the line.
For Drew Main Prize, despite the elevated ERA, in 3 of the 4 appearances he's had this season, he's gone scoreless. Here's the 1-2. The only real blemish on the record was when he gave up 5 earned runs in a game against the Toronto Maple Leafs on May 31st. Salazzo has leveled the count at 2-2. Here's the pitch from Main Prize. And he swings and misses, strike 3. Salazzo did not see that breaking ball out of the hand of Main Prize very well.
Left fielder number 8, Ryan Dos Santos.
Yeah, way out in front of it on that off speed, but you gotta tip your cap to Main Prize right there. He just spun that beautifully.
So that brings Ryan Dos Santos to the plate. Another guy that he likes the hard stuff. Might have difficulty seeing this slow breaking ball. Either way, this Ryan Dos Santos will have to adjust from the off-speed pitch of Main Prize.
Dos Santos very patient at the plate.
The 1-0. And he got a fastball and he fouled it off straight back. Had a pretty good cut at that one.
One of the players on the Leafs that they're trying to get pushed to the All-Star game.
Yeah, when we last checked, he had a spot there. Here's the 1-1. I think Ryan Dos Santos is well deserving of that spot as well.
Most definitely.
He's played really well in the outfield for the Maple Leafs, and I mean, just the increase in his power numbers this year has been so impressive. Behind in the count, 1-2. Gets a breaking ball, and he had a pretty good cut at that one too. He was out front, but fouled it straight back. Fastball low and outside from Main Prize. He wanted it, but the count runs to 2-2.
That spot right there is where we saw the starting pitch for Hamilton. Iguchi just kind of live all game long, and he was getting those calls. Main Prize wanted it, but he just didn't get it.
A 2-2. Laced towards the left field line. Fair ball. Marcus Connect making the turn and heading for third base. He's in there for it with a slide, and so is Ryan Dos Santos to second. A 1-out double, and the Maple Leafs have runners on second and third with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Zach, why is that run significant on second base? It represents the tying run for the Maple Leafs here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, and that's just a fantastic piece of hitting out of Dos Santos. He gets that breaking ball once again on the outer half. Again, shorten up the swing, take it the other way, and with his speed, standing on second as the tying run with a red-hot Dan Mara coming up.
That infield is quite dry here at Dominico Field, and with two players sliding into each of their respective bases, it kind of created a dust cloud that is now just dissipating from the infield here at Christie Pitts. You can still kind of see it lingering in the air. That pitch low and inside to Dan Mara. Dan Mara is the right guy to have up right now in this situation. Excellent at hitting the ball the other way, and he's been doing very well at the plate lately. Mara is 1 for 2 with a single the other way in this one. Also hit by a pitch in his last at bat. The pitch to Mara is skied on the infield. This won't be enough to cash in the run. It's Tyler Duncan who's there and makes the catch. 2 away. That is a huge out there for Main Prize.
But partner, again, we talk about hot hitters. Cole Murchison coming up here. He's been hitting the ball hard. He's yet to get a base hit today, but he reached via fielder's choice back in the 4th. He was the guy coming into today that was just swinging a red-hot bat in his last 2 games and trying to continue that here.
Yep, and smashed a ball to center field in his last at-bat that went down as a sacrifice fly. First pitch in the dirt, gets away, but not far enough from Connor Hicks. Marcus Connect wisely holds his ground at third base.
And they're actually, infield's playing Murchison to Oppo.
Yeah, outfield is straight away. That one's in the dirt. Another good block there from Connor Hicks. Remember, the Maple Leafs an inning ago scored on a wild pitch with 2 outs. That's not something that the Hamilton Cardinals want to concede right here. They want to make Cole Murchison earn an RBI in this situation.
A lot of real estate to work with on the outfield there for Murchison if he can get a hold of one there to the right center gap.
He's got himself a fastball count, the 2-0. Way high 3-0. Murchison with a little shimmy after that take.
Now I'm interested to see, 3-0 count, you've been swinging a hot bat. Do you have the green light or not?
It's a righty and Lachlan Maud on deck. There's action in the Hamilton Cardinals bullpen. A righty is up. 3-0. Murchison takes right down the middle for a strike. Now the count 3-1. Murchison might want to be selective here. Main Prize does have that base open at first. Murchison hits it in the air pretty well towards right, but it's going to hang up for Dennis DeBanning. The Maple Leafs had second and third with 1 out in the inning, but could not come across to score. And Drew Main Prize with an excellent job to get out of the inning. The Hamilton Cardinals lead 7-5 over Toronto. Back here at Dominico Field, Hamilton Cardinals leading 7-5 over the Maple Leafs. First pitch is popped up. Charlie Towers backpedaling. There, he makes the catch. Charlie Towers has had a great day for the Maple Leafs. 3 hits and some good defense on the infield.
Left fielder number 97, Brandon Daly.
So with the Zach Marriott pop out, that brings number 8 hitter and Brendan Daly to the plate. Marek Deska is still on the mound, out for his 2nd inning of work. And this one's hit on the ground. Charlie Towers scoops it up, throws to first just in time. Daly retired. Quickly, 2 away for Marek Deska, and here comes Brandon Nicholson.
Center fielder number 4, Brandon Nicholson.
First pitch from Deska, well outside, ball 1. Brandon Nicholson occupying one of the import spots on the Hamilton Cardinals from Orchard Park in New York. And Nicholson hits it on the ground. This one is through the hole into the outfield. And a 2-out single for the Hamilton Cardinals, and that's big because it means Tyler Duncan is coming to the plate and the order has been turned over. Tyler Duncan has had a good day at the plate. He's hitting .325 now on the season, in large part now to the 2 for 4 that he's put up today. Also cashed in an RBI. Duncan lines one down in front of Marcus Connect. He plays it on a hop. Marcus Connect had a ball like that in the first inning that got away from him, so this time he was making sure that he kept that ball in front, and it brings Connor Hicks to the plate. After 2 quick outs from Marek Deska, things have got interesting. Connor Hicks at the dish right now. Luis Bernardo, though, is on deck. He has 2 hits. Dennis DeBanning has 3 behind him. The Maple Leafs have a chance of coming back. Marek Deska needs to get Connor Hicks right here. It's hit in the air to center field pretty well. Connor Lewis back, he dives, and it gets down. 1 run's gonna come in to score. Here comes a second in Tyler Duncan. He's in to score, and the Hamilton Cardinals lead 9-5. Connor Hicks with his 2nd hit of the day, his 7th RBI on the season, and that is a dagger for the Maple Leafs as he drives in 2 runs. All of this produced with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. So Luis Bernardo at the dish. He's got a runner in scoring position, and Bernardo fouls the first pitch back. Dennis DeBanning on deck, hopeful of an at-bat. No action right now in the Maple Leafs bullpen. We saw Julian Tomachko up earlier on, but this might be Marek Deska's game to finish if he can. Here's the 0-1. Way outside, ball 2. Oh, ball 1, 1-1. Luis Bernardo is 2 for 3 in his walk today, hitting .313 on the season. Check swing, flare towards the right field line and in foul territory. Luis Bernardo came from the Nicaraguan Winter League, where he's played for a season. Now spending a summer here in the Inter-County. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt, taken by Bernardo. Still a runner in scoring position for Hamilton. Bernardo trying to drive him in. And he pops it up on the infield. Dan Mara over a couple steps to his left and makes the catch. And that will do it. But the Hamilton Cardinals, after going down quickly 1-2 in the inning, string together 3 hits in a row and now lead 9-5 over the Maple Leafs. We'll be right back. You're watching Maple Leafs Baseball on YouTube, brought to you by MNP. Welcome back to Dominico Field. Maple Leafs starting to run out of outs here against the Hamilton Cardinals. New pitcher on the mound for Hamilton is Connor Corey, who has been excellent this season in his first year in the Intercounty Baseball League. 2 consecutive scoreless outings, but both of them came quite a while ago. He last pitched on June 30th, over a week ago, against the Guelph Royals. And then his last outing before that was on June 16th, where he pitched a scoreless inning. So hasn't pitched a lot for Hamilton. He's appeared in 6 games on the season. Lachlan Maud hits one in the air to center field. Brandon Nicholson right in his tracks makes the catch. Allowed out number 1 for Lachlan Maud and the Maple Leafs. Chris Nagorski warming up in the bullpen for the Maple Leafs. He might get the 9th inning. Well, one of 2 hitters in the lineup with 3 hits on the day. That's Ryan Dos Santos and Charlie Towers, who's at the plate. And Towers pops the first pitch up, and there's room for Josh Niles just in front of the cage. Out number 2. Well, the Maple Leafs are going to need something here in the bottom of the 8th inning if they want to come back in this one. Maple Leafs with just 2 wins in their last 10 games. Snapped a 5-game losing streak against the London Majors here at Dominico Field a week ago, but they've been on a new one ever since that. Jordan Castaldo at the plate for the Maple Leafs, and then Connor Lewis on deck. Castaldo rips one into the outfield down for a base hit. Maple Leafs have some 2-out life here in the bottom of the 8th, with Connor Lewis coming to the plate. Connor Lewis is 0 for 3 today, but has drawn a walk. Marcus Connect has the same record. He's on deck. Connor Lewis hits one in the air. This one's to left field. And plenty of room for Daly and left, who makes the catch. And that'll do it for the Maple Leafs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Connor Corey comes on, allows just the single to Jordan Castaldo. But other than that, gets through a scoreless inning. To the 9th we go. It's 9-5 Hamilton Cardinals. Back here at Dominico Field, Merrick Deska back on the mound for the Maple Leafs. Dennis DeBanning behind in the count 1-2 and takes upstairs. Tanner Rempel on deck, and then Josh Niles for the Hamilton Cardinals, trying to tack on a couple runs before the bottom of the 9th. Check swing, did he go? No, says the first base umpire, and the count runs full. DeBanning already with 3 hits today. And he slashes this one towards left. Over is Marcus Connect, and he makes a running catch. Out number 1. Well, Merrick Deska has been good aside for a 2-out rally for the Hamilton Cardinals, where Connor Hicks drove in 2 RBIs with a double, but other than that, he is looking like he's going to get through 4 scoreless innings of relief if he can get these next 2 batters. First baseman Tanner Rempel at the plate and takes strike 1. Tanner Rempel flares this one towards left field, and it bounces in foul territory. Rempel played some Division II baseball back in 2021. Spent 5 years at Mesa State playing for the Mavericks in Division II. He was great. 336 batting average and an OPS over 1,000. Eric Deska ahead in the count 1-2. And it's well outside 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Hit deep to left field. Out Lucas Alberti back at the wall, and it's gone. Tanner Rempel with the home run, and it extends the Hamilton Cardinals lead to 10-5. So Hamilton gets a little bit of insurance here in the top of the 9th inning. And now that's going to bring Josh Niles to the plate. So taking a look at some of the games happening around the Intercounty Baseball League, we see if I can get you an update on the Kitchener Panthers game, which is now of concern for the Maple Leafs. Because the Maple Leafs are a game and a half out of the final playoff spot in the Intercounty Baseball League. Looks like they're having some issues with the stream over there, but when we last checked, it was 1-0 Kitchener Panthers in the bottom of the 3rd inning over London. The outcome of that game is big because if the Kitchener Panthers end up winning that game and the Maple Leafs lose, they're now 2.5 games out of the last playoff spot in the Intercounty Baseball League. 3-2 here on Niles, and he pops it up. Charlie Towers going back. He's calling for it, and he's got it. 2 away. Elsewhere, the Welland Jackfish are up 8-6 on the Brantford Red Sox. That game is in the top of the 9th inning. The Welland Jackfish will extend their lead of first place in the Intercounty Baseball League. And then later on tonight, the Barrie Baycats taking on the Guelph Royals, and the London Majors got another one against Kitchener. Oh, 1 on Zach Marriott. Swing and a miss, 0-2. There's the 0-2. Outside 1-1. Swinging a line drive foul down the right side. Eric Deska trying to complete his 4th inning of relief, although the Maple Leafs will be well rested for their next game on Saturday. That one's in the dirt, and the count runs full on Zach Marriott. So the Toronto Maple Leafs will face Guelph on Saturday, and then Brantford back here at Christie Pitts on Sunday, as that one hits Marriott on the full count pitch. So he heads down to first base with 2 away. And that brings Brendan Daly to the plate. The week after that, the Toronto Maple Leafs will have another game against the Kitchener Panthers, which will be a huge one in terms of deciding the final playoff spot in the Intercounty Baseball League. You'd think that the Maple Leafs, if they were to turn things around at all, they'll take hold of that 8th spot in the IBL or maybe even higher. But that means the Kitchener Panthers have to lose some games as they have lots in hand on the Maple Leafs. High fly ball to left field. Lucas Alberti is right there and makes the catch about 5 feet in front of the warning track here at Dominico Field. The Hamilton Cardinals leading 10-5 over the Maple Leafs, who have 3 outs to work with. To the bottom of the 9th we go here at Dominico Field. Back here at Dominico Field, the Hamilton Cardinals bring out Jacob Gacic, who has played for Northwest Missouri State University and has been really good this season for the Hamilton Cardinals. An ERA of 2.07. Faces Marcus Connect as his first batter. Hamilton Cardinals leading by 5. Gacic here probably just trying to fill the strike zone and get the Hamilton Cardinals the win. Here's the 1-0. That one's taken for a strike, 1-1. Jacob Gacic back on June 7th, of a month ago today, did give up a couple of runs against the Maple Leafs. That was part of a game that the Leafs won 8-7 in Hamilton, but then came back and had a revenge outing afterward where he pitched a scoreless inning. Gacic has been a late inning reliever for the Hamilton Cardinals. He has a save on the year. He picked that up in a 6-3 win against London back in mid-June. Here's the 2-1. Connect takes high. Gacic close with all 4 of his pitches, but the count's 3-1. Gacic also played in 2022 and 2021 for the Hamilton Cardinals with some mixed results. A career ERA of 4.53. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fouled off. Marcus Connect had a good cut at that one. With the Maple Leafs trailing by 5 and just having 3 outs to work with, Marcus Connect might get a fastball that he can handle here. The last thing that Gacic wants to do is put Marcus Connect on to lead off the inning. The 3-2 pitch. And it's fouled off. Marcus Connect with a big rip at it. Gives the bat a sniff after that foul ball. The full count pitch. In the dirt. And Marcus Connect will head down to first base. Oh, if there's one thing that you might nitpick on with Jacob Gacic this season is that he has walked 7 batters in 8 2/3 innings pitched, but he's also struck out 9. Jacob Gacic has had to work around a couple of hits and a couple of walks in his last couple outings, but none to the extent of 5 earned runs, which the Maple Leafs need right now. Fastball painted over the outside corner, strike 1. John Salazzo is at the plate for Toronto. Hamilton Cardinals have used 6 pitchers now in this ballgame. The 0-1, that one misses. Takaki Iguchi started things off, went 3 2/3 innings, gave up 3 earned runs. Then Cade Kozak came to the game, went scoreless. Corbin Peters gave up a couple runs. Mana Prize, then Connor Corey, and now Gacic. Impressive depth in the bullpen for the Hamilton Cardinals, who did have to play yesterday in Guelph. Lost that game 5-4 and look like they're in position to avenge that extra inning defeat yesterday here today. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt by John Salazzo. The runner Connect is going to slide into second base and advance the extra 90 feet, but John Salazzo goes down swinging. Lucas Alberti came in as defensive substitution for Ryan Dos Santos out in left field, so he will get his first at-bat today. Here's Marcus Connect out at second base. Alberti hitting .182 for the Maple Leafs this season in limited action. Last played against the Barrie Baycats where he was 1 for 4. The 1-0 to Alberti. And he lines it on the ground, dropped by the shortstop Tyler Duncan, but recovers in time and throws out Lucas Alberti. Maple Leafs down to their final out. Dan Mara is at the plate. Dan Mara picked up another hit today 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Pitch is down and in. With Dan Mara's hit today, he has extended his streak to 4 consecutive games. The 1-0 from Gacic. Mara takes high, 2-0. Dan Mara has worked himself into a hitter's count. Cole Murchison is on deck, hopeful of another at-bat. Strike on the outside corner to Mara. Dan Mara hitting .250 on the season, but is starting to bring that batting average up. He hit .331 last year for the Maple Leafs. Here's the 2-1. And it misses high, 3-1. Mara takes a strike on the outer half and dips his knees after hearing that call. Last strike here for the Maple Leafs. Hamilton Cardinals leading 10-5. The full count pitch to Dan Mara. And he hits it on the ground. And it gets through Tyler Duncan. The Maple Leafs have runners on the corners with 2 away. So Cole Murchison will get another at-bat in a game where he's 0 for 4, but he's had some hard-hit balls. Dionysius Chialtis is going to come on to pinch run for Dan Mara over there at first base. Here's the pitch to Murchison. Chialtis is going to take the extra base. That'll go down as defensive indifference. The focus remains on the batter at the plate in Cole Murchison. Lachlan Maud is on deck. Here's the 1-0 to Murchison. And he swings and misses way out in front of a slow breaking ball from Jacob Gacic. Cole Murchison looking for his first RBI in his IBL career. And he fouls it off. Gacic ahead 0-2, and he misses outside 1-2. Cole Murchison trying to extend the game for the Maple Leafs. The tying run is still in the dugout for Toronto. A deep breath, and the 1-2. And Murchison swings and misses, strike 3, and the Hamilton Cardinals win the ball game 10-5. In a game where the Maple Leafs were able to take the lead early on. They led 3-1 through 5 innings, and then a big 6-run top of the 6th inning for the Hamilton Cardinals was the dagger for Toronto in this one. They did respond with 2 runs of their own. At the end of the day, the Hamilton Cardinals with 10 runs on 16 hits and no errors. The Maple Leafs get 5 runs on 10 hits and made a couple of errors in the field. We appreciate everyone tuning in here on this Sunday afternoon at Dominico Field. You've been watching Toronto Maple Leafs baseball on YouTube, brought to you by MNP. Have a great rest of your day.